The Greener Horizon 2020 project has come to an end, and we proudly announce that its goals have been successfully achieved. Throughout the project, we have focused on developing innovative, efficient, and cost-effective solutions for soil, sediment, and water bioremediation by integrating multiple remediation strategies with groundbreaking bioelectrochemical technologies. On the occasion of our final Greener Conference and Cluster Workshop, held on the 28th of June 2023 in Switzerland, members of our consortium are presenting the advancements of their work and how the developed technologies can impact the future of environmental remediation. Let's hear the views of our project coordinator, Dr. Rocio Barros from the University of Burgos, about the importance of the technologies developed within Greener and how sustainability assessments can play a key role in bioremediation.
So, Rocio, I would like to ask you to summarize the main outcomes of the Greener project.
Well, in Greener project, one of the main outcomes was that we have been working with hybrid technologies. So we have been joining different technologies to work together to improve the remediation efficiency. For example, when we have a product with multiple contaminants, so different technologies can work together on eliminate or degrade these contaminants. So that is one of the main outputs to develop these technologies.
So one more question on how sustainability assessments can support the bioremediation projects.
Well, sustainability assessment is a very useful methodology that can be applied. For example, environmental assessment, life cycle costing assessment, or social assessment. And these methodologies allow not only for the environmental remediation technologies, also for any process development or any product development, can support to identify hotspots in the development of these technologies to increase the sustainability aspect. For example, if we are developing a technology that we know that is energy consuming, we can identify in which steps we are producing waste in order to improve the sustainability aspect of those technologies. Also, the use of different approaches like cost-benefit analysis, the monetization of externalities, allows the environmental project also to give a vision of how, from the economical point of view, a remediation project can be improved.
Next, one of our experts on bioremediation through bioelectrochemical systems, Dr. Eduard Porras from TAUW, will present their work.
Hello, Eduard.
Hello, Joanna.
So could you describe the technologies you're using for bioremediation?
Okay, so in the context of Greener project, we have been developing several technologies based on bioelectrochemical systems, either for the treatment of water, of polluted waters, and for polluted soils, right? In the Work Package 4, where we have been Work Package leaders in TAUW, we have been developing bioelectrochemical-based technologies for different applications. So for metals removal, we've been tackling two different approaches, both looking for the removal of the metals from the groundwater, so polluted groundwaters from different industrial sites. One was based on biological mediated removal of the metals by a biocathode. This has been done by our colleagues in the University of Surrey. And in the case of TAUW, we've been working on the abiotic removal of metals assisted by a bioanode. So two bioelectrochemical approaches for targeting the same pollutant. On the other hand, we have been also using these technologies to remove antibiotics coming from hospital wastewaters. So for these hospital wastewaters, we've been using what we could call an microbial reactor, where we had some electrodes and we poisoned a bioanode to drive the three different types of antibiotics removal. And we assess this in comparison to biological conventional treatments. Also, other approaches in bioelectrochemistry, we've been working also on the removal of hydrocarbons from polluted groundwaters in industrial sites from Spain. In that case, we've been in close collaboration with our colleagues TAUW in TAUW and TAUW have been collaborating on that part, and we've been developing a technology also based on the use of a bioanode that can use the hydrocarbons as carbon source. So we degrade the TPHs from groundwater by an oxidative process associated to the bioanode that we have in the reactor. So this has been let's say the case. Also, regarding the hybrid technologies, we've been also working very closely with the University of Burgos to merge one of the technologies that we have been working for the metals removal, in this case the abiotic removal process for metals removal, and we have merged this process with the phytoremediation to create synergies, and at the end we could observe that let's say that the overall removal efficiency of metals was better than the two different processes as a step-alone technologies, and also in terms of toxicology, we could assess that the water after treatment, after the combined treatment, had a lower toxicity compared to the two different technologies by separate. And I would say that these are the main outcomes in terms of bioelectrochemical technologies for water pollutants. For soil treatment, it has been let's say the major work has been done by our colleagues from the University of Bath. I'm pretty sure that my colleague Mirella, as a professor, she can give more details on that part.
Great. Thank you very much.
Professor Mirella Di Lorenzo from University of Bath will provide an overview of the bioremediation technologies focusing on soil decontamination.
Hello, Ms. Anna. I have one question for you. What is your proposed technology for soil bioremediation?
So in Greener, we propose the soil microbial fuel cell technology. So it is an electrochemical system in the soil that forces, by an electrochemical process, the degradation of pollutants in soil. And we use this technology in combination with biostimulation, which involves the addition of nutrients that stimulates the growth and proliferation of specific type of microorganisms in the soil, and bioaugmentation, which is when basically we put in the soil a synthetic consortium of bacteria that we know will be good in degrading specific type of pollutants.
Our colleague from University Autonomous of Madrid, Dr. Rafael Rivilla, will shed some light on soil microbiome and its applications in bioremediation.
So, hello, Rafael. Thank you for being here. Could you shed some light on why is it important to understand soil microbiome?
Hello, Joanna. The soil microbiome is the microbial community that inhabits the soil, and it's composed mostly by bacteria, archaea, and fungi. You have to consider that most of the ecological services and environmental services that are provided by the soil, including for instance, the recycling of materials and even the plant growth in agriculture, are dependent on this microbiome. The microbiome also can be used as an indicator of the health of the soil, and it also provides a prediction of the potentiality of the soil regarding the biotechnological application that you can have.
So one more question for you. How can this knowledge be applied for the improvement of the bioremediation technologies?
The soil microbiome can be harnessed for a variety of biotechnological applications, both in agriculture and in environmental protection. One of these biotechnological processes is bioremediation. In Greener, we have analyzed the microbiome of the polluted sites, especially polluted soils, in order to identify the potential of the soil to be restored. So we have used metagenomics to identify the populations that are present, and then enzymatic or genetic capability of degrading different hydrocarbons as pollutants. We have also used metatranscriptomics and proteomics to identify which were the active pathways in this process. Finally, we have also used this knowledge in order to design novel inoculants that are based either in natural consortia isolated from these soils, or in synthetic communities that we have developed by constructing this consortia. In this sense, we can consider that we are using We are investigating the soil microbiome in order to develop a novel generation of inoculants for bioremediation.
But what is colloid biology and how can it be applied in bioremediation? Dr. Aleš Lapagne from Josef Stefan Institute will provide more details on this.
So, hello, Aleš.
Hello.
Can you give us some insights on how colloid biology can improve bioremediation technologies?
Yeah, well, thank you very much for this question. So the colloid biology, we know, what it's about. So it's about the cells, how they act, and how they are distributed in the different environments. We use them as colloid particles. So it means that we have physical and we have biological components. And for bioremediation, of course, both of them are very important. So the cells must be structured inside either soil or water, and they have to interact physically. So either attach on the substrate or attach on different material. That's one aspect. So if I answer in this way, so how we can put these active cells to the environment, that's one thing. Another thing is, of course, the nature is full of the different bugs or different bacteria that are able to degrade. And the question is how we can get the best one. And the colloid biology again tells this in this way, that we actually take the consortia, how they are structured, how they position, how they interact with each other, and how they actually exchange the intermediate degraded products. And this then we get, I suppose, in most cases, very efficient consortia. So this is in general,
Great.
I hope the answer.
Great, yes, sure, thanks a lot. Thank you.
Before we conclude, we invited Dr. Alfredo Perez de Mora to summarize the most successful bioremediation technologies applied by TAUW, as well as to present the major pollutants in Europe and share with us some success stories.
So why don't you tell us what are your most successful bioremediation technologies?
Yes, so well, we have used bioremediation for a variety of sites, and we have some, let's say, maybe the most effective technology for groundwater these days is remediation of anaerobic productive dechlorination of organic chloride compounds. So that's a very established technology that we have used at various sites with very, very good results.
Right. And what about other technologies, conventional and non-conventional?
So so that's a good point. Bioremediation. So the thing is that remediations are very complex. So it means there's usually not just one remediation technology that you will be able to use at a site. So usually you have to use over the years, because the site is not remediated after 1 or 2 days, but usually after several years. And usually for most of the sites we work at, we use conventional technologies first. Maybe we need to do some soil excavation to remediate with some part of that contamination, or we do a lot of pump and treat, for example, to remove oil that is swimming in the aquifer and things like that. And then at the later stages of the remediation process is when we have to calm down to concentration levels that have regulatory requirements. We try to establish them other technologies, including bioremediation.
What are the major pollutants in Europe that you tackle?
So I would say the most common groups that we encounter are metals and metalloids. We also have eventually mineral oil hydrocarbons, and we also have a lot of organic solvents like BTX and the organochloride ethines, for example.
What are the most successful project stories that you can share with us, like best practices on this?
Yes, so we had recently a very successful story that we have just presented here at BioRemit, where we had a metal contaminated site, groundwater contaminated with metal and metalloids, and we biostimulated the native sulfate reducing bacteria in that aquifer, so that they could reduce sulfate to sulfide, and in that action we could form metal sulfides that precipitate, so that we could completely remove the metals salts and metabolites from the water.
And will these results be public and available for broader public after the project ends?
Yes, so it's it's been a pilot project, and we have some very nice results and details also on the microbiology behind all that process. So we're hoping to publish that and make it, of course, open access, so that the scientific community and anyone can have that information.
And what's the project called?
So it's we can call it in situ metal precipitation, via sulfate reduction in a groundwater contaminated site.
Do you have a website where we can look it up?
Well, it's part of the European Greener project.
Greener.
Yeah, so it's going to be, some of that information is going to be available on the Greener project website.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
For more information about our achievements, please visit our website or follow us on social media. Together, we can continue to advance the boundaries of bioremediation, promoting a cleaner and more sustainable world for generations to come.